In my last video, I was talking about how what I call the hell mutation, how sometimes while stalkers are attacking um, these, what I have come to understand about it, which I sort of knew in the first place in the back of my mind, but I couldn't see it, is I saw this moment in the future 2 weeks, I think it was a week, 2 weeks ago. And there's a part of me when I saw this moment and I was thinking, God, incredible. Something about it was incredible. So the view I'm having over there must be really great. So the hell mutation, you know, while I was being influenced by these stalkers, these parts of me that were experiencing what I call the real hell, sort of reliving it and creating a new kinds of suffering with imagery and just madness, pain, suffering, fear, and more than anything, the speed at which it can grow and get out of control. Once it gets out of control, it grows really fast. Suffering and fear growing out of control really fast is one of the most horrible experiences of my life, possibly lives. And so I remember now, after being in some deep states, probably still in a deep state now, deep trance, is so if you look at my last videos, you see some of the information is actually quite off. The last few in particular from this one, and I realized when these poisonous frequencies arise, I destroy them instantly, and I was in a state of resistance, so they weren't being destroyed properly. So I've realized that now, so they get destroyed. And after doing some meditation, I also saw how I was the one, while under their influence, I was the one creating them. Although it wasn't my overall intention. It's not my karma dominantly, but it was, in a way, it is part of my karma. So I found that I was sort of creating these poisonous frequencies under the control, the influence of stalkers and psychic parasites. And so when I meditated today, I took more control of these parts of myself, and then saw how instantly I could control them. Whereas before I was in such a state of separation that I was watching them from a distance grow into these huge fucking mountains of confusion and pain and all that, suffering. What I call the concept of hell that we have as an understanding on Earth, that for me, that is the perfect label for it, which is why I call it the real hell. So after becoming aware of it, I saw I could just control it instantly, so I just switch it off as soon as I feel it. Every time I interact with that part of myself, I just switch it off. I just flow with it in the highest way possible. And if I'm not quite in access enough to switch it off, then it gets destroyed instantly. And that is a matter of awareness. The deeper the trance, the less control I have over these parts of myself, and the more they can grow into these mountains of suffering, which build up and eventually explode into what can be a never-ending cycle of suffering, because of how big the build-up was in the first place. So it's just a matter of awareness.